What's up, guys? We're talking about tennis elbow here, or referred pain in the elbow. Again, tennis elbow is going to be on the outside, the golfer's elbow's on the inside. These drills are going to work for both. I personally have had tennis elbow before. It's a pain in the ass, or a pain in the elbow, literally, and oftentimes it takes multiple weeks to go away. I believe the worst time I ever had it, probably 5 or 6 weeks until I could get the pain to subside. So we're going to try to jump out ahead of it here and have you do some preventative exercises and drills. So even if your stuff doesn't hurt today, it's not a bad idea to throw these into your life periodically, obviously, or at least a couple of times a week. Now, when I'm talking about why this happens, typically overuse. Now, if you guys can see this pegboard here, that's what I got mine from the neutral grip, just going up and down the pegboard repeatedly like an idiot, and not doing the mobility stuff in between. Or if you guys are doing a ton of push-ups, pull-ups, carries, any grips, pickleball, golf, tennis, you name it, that will happen. So the easiest thing to do is just to start to mobilize the tissue and roll on it. So these little peanuts that you can get on Amazon are great. I tend to put them just above the elbow. And just like any other kind of self-massage, you're trying to let the arm relax and chill. So not flexed and tight, it's relaxed. And so usually I'll take the elbow, put it just in front of that peanut there. I put the offhand on top, and then you guys are slowly going to vertically just roll. And again, you can kind of rotate the hand to find the tighter trouble spots. Mine's tight, relatively close to the elbow itself. Now you can do a little kind of that cross fiber stretching that does work great to really dig into it. You can go all the way up as close to where the armpit inserts. I even have some tender spots up in here towards the outside. Now obviously your tricep has 3 heads, hence the name tri. And again, we're just trying to push in. Even this for me is pretty painful. I did a ton of dips and pull-ups yesterday. So I'm digging into the tissue. And again, spending anywhere from, 3 to 5 minutes here, depending on where you have tightness and restriction, or even just being here and let it just relax and be tight, and just kind of doing a little, almost like ART as you guys kind of roll through it. That's one of my favorite ones to kick off. Now, if you have pain that's maybe coming from the forearm, you can do the same thing. Let it roll on the peanut as you kind of push through it and kind of wiggle side to side. But personally, what I do like to do is take the fingers and not just with the grain, I'm actually going across the tissue. So I'm trying to just hunt for any tight or trouble spots that are in here. Most of the time when you guys push in, you're gonna find it and you're gonna feel it. It's gonna be really tender, and you're trying to work through that tissue as you make your way, obviously, through the forearm. I also like if you take the fingers and dig in here where it's, at least the soft tissue, and it's kind of tender and relaxed, and I'm pushing as hard as I can and just trying to rotate the hand through it. And I can move those fingers around in small increments and just try to rotate and push through the tight and trouble spots. Obviously, you can have somebody roll through it too. Your husband or wife, they're nice enough, even like a rolling pin. Honestly, we have the mobility ones, but anything is gonna work to kind of loosen this up. Now, if you're talking about now stretching the ends of the tissue, I can take my hand and pull on my fingertips and pull towards me to really stretch the top of it. And when I go the opposite, I like to pull on the tops of my knuckles and really just try to stretch and roll through here to get things loose. Now you might have to go through a bunch of different variations and pull on different spots to find it, but I find the best where I'm actually on the top of the knuckles here, and it really does open it up for me. And then the same thing, we're just kind of playing through range of motion. Now in terms of stretching the triceps, a lot of people are used to kind of that old school stretch. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but if you have access to a band, TRX, or kind of a fixed apparatus, I can be here and kind of let everything stretch. Now it's gonna pull all the way into the lats, but it's gonna come all the way up into the tricep as well. And now I can rotate the hand and just try to play around with it. I can even extend it, bring it back down. I can kind of mobilize it. I can move through space. Again, everything's gonna be connected here, so you wanna get it as loose as you possibly can. Just try to find the best angles where it's gonna stretch and rotate for you guys. So most of the time when you have referral elbow pain, whether it's inside or outside, it's either coming above or below the joint. Honestly, most injuries you guys have that are non-contact injuries, it's above or below the joint. So if you have some issues here with the elbow, look at the tricep and all the tissue around it, and look at the forearm and all the issues around that too. And usually if you can work those out, mobilize them and stretch them, it'll alleviate the pain inside the elbow. If you guys got questions, hit me up. Otherwise, give us a shot and enjoy.